my loves, so today I'm quite excited because we are going to be making my favourite black bath bombs. Now there are a load of different and fancy ways that you can do this, but I want to keep it quite simple considering this is our first outing. You can add whatever you like, salts, oils, go crazy. But if you do want to follow along with my recipe, this is what you're going to need. Some bicarbonate of soda. Now you can ignore the giant bag I have here. I just went a bit crazy because I'm anticipating wanting to do a lot of experimenting with this stuff, but you definitely won't need this much. Also some citric acid, and you want to make sure that you get the powder kind, not the crystals. Then, this is optional, but I like to add some cream of tartar because it makes the water really silky and just nice and conditioned. Then to make these bath bombs as black as my heart, I've opted to use a black colouring powder, which is black iron oxide I believe it's called, but you can use any colouring you'd like. For instance, liquid food colouring would work just fine. Then I'm also going to be using some witch hazel, and this is supposed to be a good antioxidant, as well as some other things that I don't really remember right now. And then this is where it really comes down to personal preference because I'm clueless as far as mixing notes is concerned. So I just got a cherry and rose fragrant oil and they work quite nicely together, but I definitely think there's room for improvement here. And then you're going to need a little spray bottle to mix all the liquid ingredients together, and you'll see why more in a second. And then you're also going to need a bowl and a whisk to mix this all together with. And then lastly you're going to need some moulds. Now you can go for the traditional spherical bath bomb shape. That was difficult to say, but I couldn't help my little self, and so I'm going to be making some heart-shaped ones instead. Now you're going to want to add all of your dry ingredients into a bowl. So the bicarbonate of soda goes in, the citric powder, the tartar stuff, and then of course the black powder if you're opting to use powder. Then you're going to want to mix this all together and possibly learn from my mistake of not sifting this first. As you can see, there are white pebbles in here that I can't quite mix in with everything else. I guess this is just going to add to the rustic homemade charm, I tell myself. Then after adding all the liquid ingredients into the spray bottle, you're going to want to spritz and mix and spritz and mix and spritz and mix until it kind of gets to a damp sand-like texture. It's hard to describe really, but if it clumps together, you're on to a winner. But just don't go crazy. If you add too much moisture, it sets the reaction off too soon and you'll just have to start again basically. Then when you think it's ready, you can just start scooping it into the moulds. And you want to make sure you press down as you do and just make sure it's as compact as you possibly can. And then once you have both your moulds filled, making sure they're a bit overstuffed, you just want to then smoosh them together and then poof, you got yourself a bath bomb. I was able to make 5 of these out of the mixture that I made up, so I'll put the exact measurements down in the description if you want to do it yourself. And I'll also link the 2 different places that I got my ingredients from. But now these beauties have been sitting out for about 2 hours. Think they're dry enough. It's time to test it out. Okay, here we go. Taking our bath bomb here out for its first and, well, I guess only spin. Yes, it's working! Ah. I'm so proud! Hooray, we made the thing and it's working! This is a total success. It's doing the fizzing thing like it should. It's definitely turning the water black. Look at that. My hand is literally disappearing. And this might just be my strange brain, but does it not look fascinating when you pull out the water halfway through and you can just see it all bubbling away? I'm finding this strangely satisfying. This was definitely a success. I will be doing it again. I think I might even get fancy next time and do maybe a dark galaxy one with sparkles and everything. But that's for another day. Right now, I've got a date with the Black Lagoon, aka my bathtub. And so my lovelies, until next time, I shall speak to you soon.